Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well. So without wasting any time, let's move to the newspaper. First we will identify the important news and then we'll move on to the analysis section. So hey everyone, we are back with our flagship initiative, the Hindu Daily Analysis, and this is Monday, May 23, 2022, the Hindu Daily edition. So as usual, we identify the most important news first, followed by a detailed discussion of the same. So without wasting time, let's move further and identify the most important news. So US doesn't signal India out on human rights, says NSS Sweden. So they are back on track of not accepting what they have done. This is a known stance of US, not a new thing. Divergent view on Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi order. Okay, China's slams US Indo-Pacific strategy ahead of Quad meet, and this is a general thing. Obviously, they will slam. Why? Because it is against them only. Manchester City overcomes Villa's return. Villa returns Premier League title, retains Premier League title. Fair enough. So Manchester City, Manchester is the Premier League winner. Okay. Center bearing full duty cut burden. Now the politics has begun that who has cut and who has not. Fine. Sitaraman says basic excise duty on petrol and diesel, which is shared with the state, remains untouched. Okay, we'll see it briefly. When state reluctant to cut tax, house of suspect in Assam not required. Fine. Let's see. I don't think there is anything. Okay, nothing here as well. Okay, there is nothing here as well. On this page, let us see. On 2020 app is not on back foot. Okay, fine. And okay, so on editorial page, food security does not need this surgical strike. India's flip-flop export of wheat is an example of government lacking current policies of food security. Why this food security, this surgical strike on wheat thing is coming today? It has been some time, nearly 5-7 days. Let's see, wheat confusion. Our misplaced government must allow exports. Okay, India need to keep eye on myopia prevalence. This could be one of the thing in child issues. Child issues / health. Right. Now use this example of Nikhat in women empowerment via sports. That's it. Not more than this, not less than this. Okay, so the thing is food security does not. Okay, we'll do this very briefly. Okay. Nature has the answer. Okay, we'll do this. Iran regional centrality and isolation means it must be about USA. USA's dilemma. And what is the dilemma? Nuclear Iran or say isolating Iran versus strategic versus geopolitical location. Okay, so this is in this direction it is being seen, not required. Poor recovery, increasing delays, mar IBC resolution process. Can we get some data from here? We'll see. If required, I'll come up with that tomorrow. Understanding the process of issuing LOCs. Okay, we'll do this. The case of Mehul Choksky, here the gist will do. Rise of AI, the gist. We'll be doing the gist, right? And after that, and we'll do this. India to spend 26 billion to curb inflation. There's been a yes collapse of a tunnel, right? We'll do this also. We'll do this also. Infrastructure project to be routed through LPG. Okay. I don't think there is anything on this page. Nothing here. Okay, and millions. No, no, no. This is not mangrove. Okay, okay. So there is nothing here as well. Okay, PM electoral minister was to repair Australia. No, no, no. Women TV presenter covers face in Kabul. Okay. Indian aid reaches Sri Lanka port. Mm-hmm. Is the name of this thing also or what? I don't think. Like some kind of operations, right? And now we reach the sports page, right? And as usual, we don't have much important sports related news. Okay, so with this we have ended identification of the most important news. Now before moving on to the analysis, I will urge you to subscribe the channel, like the video, and comment and share it. Why? There is a reason for everything. You must subscribe the video because this is a totally no nonsense channel. Okay, and you have already seen that we do not take up news that are irrelevant with the syllabus or with the question that may appear in the examination, right? So this is a totally no nonsense channel. We totally very focus. Okay, we totally focus on content and relevant content. Okay, not just content but on relevant content. We just do not go on to analyze every news, but we analyze news in a certain perspective that yes, it may come, it has a higher probability of coming, or it may not have a higher probability of coming, right? So for this is the first reason why you should consider subscribing the channel. The second reason to subscribe is that you will get the notifications, okay, of our new uploads instantly. Okay, now this will help you also, and this will help us also to reach more audience, because the more we reach, the better it becomes, right? Liking the video is your choice. If you think our video is worth your like, then you must like it. We'll be more than happy to receive a like from you. You must comment. Why you must comment? So that you voice your opinion. Okay, opinion, fine. And this is your right of viewer to voice their opinion, fine. Therefore I never restrict or shut down that comment box, because it is the right of the viewer to voice their opinion, whatever it may be. It may be maybe a respect for us, or it may be say kind of giving lesson to us. In both the cases it is your right, and you must share, because everybody deserves a better content, right? So this is why I urge you to subscribe the channel, like the channel, comment and share it. Share the video with your friends, families and other people who are preparing for the examination, or in general you can see it, right? Because everyone should read the newspaper. Now what is newspaper? Newspaper is nothing. Newspaper, in principle, what is the use of newspaper? Newspaper is a document that summarizes the activities happening around us and brings the views of government, various stakeholders, I must say, various stakeholders like government, okay, and experts, oppositions, on ongoing contemporary topic, okay, contemporary topic of discussion, fine. And we know that in India, who is God? God is the public. Okay, who is the master? Public, or people in general is the master. So isn't it the right of people to know that yes, this thing is being said by the government, and the expert says this and the opposition says this, right? So it is our right to understand what the government is doing. We are giving our tax money to the government to spend for our betterment, and whether that money is being used properly or not, whether that money, or whether our effort, or whether we have compromised many rights and given to the governor, to the government, so that it could make our society better, whether that rights that we have compromised is being properly utilized or not, that is every time given in the newspaper. And it is we have to understand that these things are very important for us, and we must know this thing. Therefore we have come up with this initiative that newspaper reading should become habit of each and every individual in the society. Today we are doing it more so with respect to UPSC examination, because UPSC examination almost covers all the entire topic that a person need to know. apart from the crime that are being happening in society. But apart from that, every important topic from history to geography to sociology to international relation to constitution to economics to science and technology to disaster management to internal security to your ethics to your essay, everything is related to one another, and therefore this newspaper initiative is there. Okay, so therefore I urge you again one more time to at least subscribe the channel, like the content, comment and share. I've already given you many reasons to do these things, so with a very hopeful mind I move ahead to analyze the news for you. Okay, so let's see the first news. Central bearing fully duty cut burden, right? So center says that the duty cut burden is being fully bared by center. The Sitaraman, our finance minister, right, says that there has been no fuel cut, no basic excise duty cut on petrol and diesel, which is shared with the states, right? So there has been no duty cut. Fine. Let's see the infographic first. Center tax rate dips, but state share remains high. Okay. Let's see. The graph shows that center and state tax share in Delhi retail petrol has been how it has been from May 2014 to 22. While center share has increased at various points, the state curve has remained mostly flat. After steep cut on Saturday, center share is at 20.6%. Though still we have a greater than center have 20.6% there, right? Giving varying tax rate between central and state government, a comparison with GDP will bring out the difference between financial year 15 and 21. The central tax collection have increased from 0.79% to 1.88% of GDP. Okay, while in the same period the state tax collection have marginally declined to 1.02% of GDP. Means central still have shown an increase from 0.79% to 1.88%, when for state it is still 1.02%, right? So let's read something. Said that entire duty reduction in petrol and diesel announced on Saturday has been done out on the road and infrastructure cess component of tax levied on petroleum products, and entire burden of the tax was hence being borne by the center. A link concerned that the duty cut will lower the devolution of taxes to state. Finance minister said that basic excise duty on petroleum product which is shared between state is not touched. Okay, so she has said that. So what is shared between the state and center? It is the what is shared between the state, the basic excise duty. It has not been touched. Okay, the ministry remarks follow the criticism by some state and opposition leaders of her exhortation that they follow up center's move by slashing state level levies on fuel product. Former finance minister P. Chidambaram said that situation for the state was akin to being between the devil and the deep sea, as they are getting very little by the way of share of petroleum duties. The revenue is from VAT and petrol and diesel. I wonder if they can afford to give up the revenue unless the center devolve more fuel fund. Okay, Tamil Nadu finance minister has said something. Okay, fine, this is not required. Useful facts. Good to see the interest generated by PMO India decision yesterday to bring an excise duty cut on petrol and diesel. Ms. Sitaraman said in a tweet before sharing some useful fact which could benefit the criticism and appraisal of the tax cut. The total taxes levied on petrol and diesel includes a basic excise. Okay, this is very important. The total taxes levied on petrol and diesel includes a basic excise duty, a special additional excise duty, the road and infrastructure cess, and agriculture and infrastructure development cess, which is only the basic duty is shared with the states. Okay, so what is shared with the state? Only the basic duty. So what center keeps with itself? A special additional excise duty, the road and infrastructure cess, and agriculture and infrastructure development cess, which is the only okay. Mr. Sitaraman said that duty cut announced in November 2021, rupees 5 a litre and 10 a litre for diesel, were made entirely on the road and infrastructure cess component. The total revenue implication between center on these two duties is 2,20,000 crores a year. The finance minister noted before emphasizing the spending on development of and subsidies has accelerated under Modi government. Okay, RBI data shows total development expenditure incurred from 2014 to 22 was 90.09 lakh crore. Only 49.2 lakh crores was spent on development of expenditure from 2004 to 14. She said the expenditure incurred by our government so far includes 4.85 lakh crore spent on food, fuel and fertilizer subsidy and 26.3 lakh crore on capital creation. Over the 10 years of UAPA, only 13.9 lakh crores was spent on subsidies. Okay, so she said this is important. This is very important, that what kind of taxes are levied and what is the sharing status, because center state relation, that to financial, is a favorite subject of UPSC examination. Okay, and many states as usual reluctant to cut taxes because there has not been much increase in taxes. Okay, let's see, nothing was there on this page. Now let us see if anything else is on other pages that we have identified. So we always do editorial, text and context, and op-ed page at last. So let us see other news first, then we'll come to this important things. Okay, and there was 2 news, not anything else. No. Yes, panel to investigate Ramban tunnel collapse. And now where is this Ramban tunnel? We have to know this because this may be a question in geography optional mapping. Constituted of 3. Okay, for the reasons of collapse of an under construction tunnel in Ramban on Jammu Srinagar highway. Okay, the Ramban is on Jammu Srinagar highway. That's it. It is a state owned national highway. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's see the next news. Infra project should be routed through LPG. All logistic and connectivity infrastructure projects entailing investment of over 500 crores would now route through the network planning group. This is very important. Constituted under PM Gati Shakti initiative with Finance Ministry issuing the necessary instruction and creation of National Master Plan digital platform. Okay, an official has said this according to office memorandum of Department of Expenditure. These are the things. So just know this. I don't think anything else will be there. As per the revise, yes, this is kind of important. The proposal should include whether the project has components of logistic or infrastructure connectivity, and whether it has been examined by NPG for convenience and integration. Okay, this will help in bringing down logistic cost and promote cost-effective and efficient planning and infrastructure. This is what the government says. We have to see what the expert and opposition say. Yes, tomorrow or day after tomorrow we can expect a editorial on this. Okay, so what is this? NPG, network planning group, and where it will be doing logistic connectivity and infrastructure project under PM Gati Shakti Yojana. Yeah, right. So remember this. This is a very important news. This will build up in coming time because government has issued a notification or a circular. Okay, let's see if anything else is left. I think we have done with this, right? Okay, so we are done with the most important news analysis, and now let us directly go to editorial analysis. Okay, food security does not need this surgical strike. Now which surgical strike it is talking about? The U-turn of India regarding supply of wheat in international market. And why this has happened? As shortage created due to Russia-Ukraine crisis, right? Because both are wheat producing in nature, and we know that both are the part of the grassland system of the world. Okay, so therefore, right? Let's see. The government of India announced a sudden ban on export of wheat on May 13, a few days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi has stated that at a time when the world is facing a shortage of wheat, the farmers of India have stepped forward to feed the world. Even a day before the export ban came to effect, government officials were looking out possible export locations. Okay, with the latest announcement, government has sent confusing policy signals. Status of procurement. The status turnaround in export policy appears to be account of fear that low public procurement would affect domestic food supply. Okay, that low public procurement would affect domestic food security. The system of public procurement has been in place since 1960 and has been backbone of food policy in India. The progressive economists and social scientists have always argued that for a country size of India, food security has to be ensured through domestic production. The part of liberalization policy, many other economists suggested that food stock be run down in India and that needs food security be met through world trade and cargo future market, right? So, okay, and now there are some data. This summer procurement by FCI has been very low, right? The last year FCI and other agencies procured 43.34 million tons, and which this year it has been just 17.8 million tons. Therefore, government reduced the procurement target for the current season from 44 to 19.5 million tons. Before we have been able to just get 17.58 million tons. Therefore, the target has been reduced. Is there a concern on that front now? In particular, in terms of availability of food grain? The answer is an emphatic no. But if and only if policy measures ensure adequate distribution through food rationing network and open market operations are undertaken to ensure stable prices. Okay. Mm-hmm. Fine, fine. Is there a concern on that front now? On which front? On collection front, in particular in terms of availability of food grain. That is the food grain available to be collected? The answer is empathetic no. There is no concern about that. But if and only if policy measures ensure adequate distribution through food rationing network and open market operations are undertaken to ensure stable prices. Okay. Mm-hmm. While wheat production this year has been lower than estimated on account of high heat and other factors, there is not a big shortfall in production of relative to previous year. Wheat production was 103.6 million tons in 2018-19, 107.8 million tons in 1920, and 109.5 million tons in 2021. The expected was 111 this year. The most recent estimate production revised it to 105 million tons. Right. So we are almost plateauing. The production is almost plateaued. Right. There is of course a projection of global reduction in production and trade on account of war in Ukraine. Both Russia and Ukraine were major exporters of wheat in global market, and disruptions from the war are affecting countries that relied on important imports from these countries, such as Egypt. India has urged by developed countries to meet this shortfall and provide relief to importing countries. Right. Okay, so what had happened? The developed countries of Europe asked India to please supply the shortfall due to the war, right? But it is also important to see that Western countries, some of whom are much larger exporter of wheat, have themselves not increased their export to the current context. So it is yes, this is also this should be noted that countries like US or any other large wheat producers have not increased their exports, right? The need for an effective PDS. Now, what are the concerns? So we have enough food grains, but enough food grains is not being procured by the government, and the world is facing shortage. We need money. We could have got money, but we cannot get money because of the policy that we won't be exporting. Why? Because much has not been collected by the PDS. Therefore, we need a effective PDS, right? Public distribution system. While the government procurement in this marketing season has been lower than the previous two, the stock position so far is similar to 2019. The stock is whatever they had in their inventory, right, in their godowns. When we had only 35.8 million tons of stock in April, the stock position does not appear to be alarming. In the two COVID-19 years, the PDS played a stellar role, and its load shows the wisdom of not dismantling it. Yes, very important. PDS has allowed India not to become. PDS has helped India not to die due to hunger. The neoliberal economist used to advise that the system should be scrapped off, but no, it has shown that why it is important to have such a system in place. The total offtake of rice and wheat was 102.3 millions, and all those data are there. Okay, through PDS. Okay, offtake was about 102 when distribution through the PDS and other welfare scheme is combined. Of this, 49 million tons were wheat, right? And not only is this a global record, but it kept people out of starvation, that I said, during COVID-19 pandemic. So what happened? That during pandemic, this is the thing that helped people to at least cope up with the hunger problem. It is essential that PDS, and I'll give you a fact. There is a there is a copper plate inscription, right? Inscription of Chandragupta Maurya. You know this person? If you don't know this person, then you must know this person, because he was the first king, pan-Indian king, right, of the Mauryan Empire. Means he was the first person of India to rule such a large empire. Okay, and he has a copper inscription which says that you must collect grains, okay, so that it can be used during famine conditions. Now tell me, isn't this similar? Collect grains and store, okay, and store, okay. Isn't this similar to the PDS system that we follow today? So the basic instinct of human, that is hunger, is not gone away. Okay, this is Shohagora. I remember now. Shohagora, copper inscription, and one more is there. I think some gaon is like that. Okay, right. So this is the most important. Mahasthan, and one is Mahasthan. Yes, Mahasthan, copper inscription. Right. These two are there, which says that for the famine condition there must be enough collection of food grains. Right. Okay. Not only this, a global record. Now we come on to this. Okay, it is essential that PDS and open market operations be used to cool down the food price inflation. Very important. It must be used because food price inflation, especially in wholesale market, is skyrocketing. It is more than 15% now, right? I think it is about 17-18% right now. It is about 17 to 18%, and CPI is also about 8% in April, right? So this is like galloping inflation. The rural price consumer price index CPI is 8.38. The rural food price is about 8.5. Okay, much higher than previous year. While most of the states have high inflation rate, states with better PDS such as Kerala, Tamil Nadu have low inflation rate. So this is also a point. The general consumer price inflation in April 2022 for Kerala was 4.82% and it was 5.64% for Tamil Nadu. Increasing cultivation cost. Yes, the cultivation cost is also increasing. Why? Because rise in fuels prices. This is one thing. This is the most important thing right now. Let's see. To promote production, as a key aspect of food policy in India has been to provide remunerative price to farmer. As it is well known, after the report of National Commission on Farmer announced MSP for wheat has often been inadequate to cover cost of cultivation for several regions and classes. Okay, so it says that MSP is not adequate, but for some crops, but it is not really true. MSP is adequate for some of the crops in some of the times. The times when there is a high price fall, MSP acts as a savior. Yes, you cannot ask for more, because if we were more a market based economy, then the price crashes would have led to more and more farmers suicide. But MSP at least is an escape option, right? And especially if comprehensive cost C2 are taken at the base, right? This C2 debate has always been there. The year-long farmer protests were largely driven by the fear that the new farm laws were weakening public confidence and all those things. The last 2 years cost of procurement has risen sharply. One important component being spiraling prices of fuel. What is this spiraling prices of fuel? Let me tell you. This is fuel, this is food. Okay, now due to rise in fuel, there would be rise in food cost, and this rise in food cost will lead to rise in fuel cost, which will lead to rise in food cost, and so it will be increasing like a spiral. Okay, why increasing fuel will increase food cost? Transportation cost increases. Okay, why food cost increases fuel cost? Because food is essential for labor, or you say worker, etc., right? So increased food cost means increased DA, say, to laborers. I'm just giving a perspective that this happens like this, right? So this goes on to increase, and it makes a spiral. Okay, farmers are worried about the lack of involvement of government in procurement after the export ban in light of higher input cost and yield losses in the year. All India Kisan Sabha and other. You tell me, when was this All India Kisan Sabha formed? This is a question for you. Okay, when was AIKS formed? Who was the chairman and secretary? Okay, you tell me. This is a very important question of UPSC prelims. It keeps on coming, right? Okay, another farmer organization demands bonus of 500 per quintal on current MSP of wheat. Rather than overcoming the shortfall in public procurement by increasing the procurement price and buying more, the government has allowed traders to build up stocks of wheat. Okay, so what had happened? Government has allowed a kind of hoarding. Okay, rather than overcoming the shortage in public procurement, rather than dealing with this shortage in public procurement by increasing the procurement price. Okay, so the article says that government would have increased the MSP the procurement price, right? And this would have done what? This would have encouraged the farmers, the actual holders of the wheat, to sell it to the government, and therefore this would have been there, right? Procurement price would have increased, and buying more, the government has allowed traders to build up the stock of wheat. The benefits from future sale domestic or in export market are thus likely to go to traders rather than farmers. Farmer let down. You understand this point now, that government could have increased the procurement price. This could have led to more inflow, okay, of say wheat, and therefore there would have been a better procurement by the government. So government should have become the stockholder, the holder, rather than the private traders, right? Because if private traders are the actual holders, then that would be a problem. They would do it on a price that is acceptable to all, right? Farmers let down. The flip flop on export of wheat is one example of this government lack of coherent policy on wheat, on food security, and has perhaps been too influenced by the climate alarmist. Food security is both an immediate and long-term concern and does not require surgical strike. A well-functioning PDS can control the price and offer relief to consumer. At the same time, a procurement policy can and should offer a reasonable income to farmer. The government has punish the farmer and supported traders by not procuring food grains at higher prices and letting down private trade to step in and buy up stock food grain. Okay, this is a good point. Okay, good point. And you can include in the answer as per the demand of the question, right? Okay. India need to keep an eye on its myopia prevalence. Just get a data from you, not more than that. Because, and I think we can have it on the first. Okay, by 2030 the projected myopia prevalence to reach 3.3 billion people. Okay, so do one thing. Okay, in India, has that given it for India or not? Indian scenario. Now, okay, fine. You just know this thing. This is a good data. Okay, and you know that India, what is the percent of India's population? Let's see. Percent of India population in world. Fifth. No, I'm asking percentage. It's about 8 point something, as I remember. Okay. Yes, here it is. No. Let me write it like this. What percent of world population is India? 17.7, means say 18% almost, or if you take 18 to 20%, right, population in India. So from 3.3 billion people, it is expected that 6.66 billion, okay, people will be what? Will be myopic, or will be facing the threat of myopia, right? So it is a huge number, and this will be India's, if we just do a unitary method thing. And of this, if we calculate child, which is about 40%, say 40% child, or 30, take 30% only, okay, getting the average, then 198, 1.98, oh sorry, 0.198 billion, okay, will be the sufferer. About 190.198 billion people will be, a child will be myopic, right? And what are the reasons? Reasons are near work is on rise. Okay, not epidemic. The second thing is the urbanization link. Okay, and therefore this is a way forward. Look, the question directly on this is absurd, it won't come. Encouraging annual screening, right? But this point can be written in the paper where we are doing and dealing with child issues, right? Okay, and let's see, nothing is there on this page. Yes, today is, I think, a very long read, okay, because it has been already more than half an hour and we are just on the op-ed page, right? Nature has the answer. Let's see, even if it's long read, but if it's a good read, then it is justified, right? Nature has the answer. And Kamal Baba, and who is this person? I have not heard. As president of Bangalore based. Okay, fine, we'll see what he wants to say. It's International Day of Biodiversity, therefore this article has come. It is our rich, albeit declining, biodiversity that provides us with potential solutions to our sustainability challenge. Okay, you tell me in the comment box about SDG. Go SDG, right? How many SDGs are there? Okay, you tell me about this. International Day of Biodiversity gave us opportunity, and all those things are there. This is just a nature-based solution. This could be one thing. Nature-based solution, use of biodiversity, what we learned from natural. Okay, climate change, restoration of deforested and degraded land. Same point, common. Rejuvenation of our soil, elimination of hunger, improvement, and all those things are there. I don't see anything much important in this. Leave it. It is just the syllabus that is being discussed here, not required. We have already done a lot of this thing in syllabus. Understanding the process of issuing LOC, look out circulars, right? First we'll do the gist. Let's see if gist is enough or not. On April 5, the Punjab and Haryana High Court passed omnibus instruction to the Ministry of Home Affairs and Bureau of Immigration to serve a copy of issued LOC to affected person. Okay, state the reasons for issuing the LOC and provide a post-decisional opportunity. The Supreme Court, however, stated this particular paragraph of High Court. Okay, after several businessmen fled from the country after defaulting the loan, the MHA in 2018 brought changes to 2010 guideline and authorizing executive of all public sector and sector banks to generate LOC against person who could be detrimental to economic interest of the country. Many citizens have moved to court to get LOC quashed. Okay, so what is LOC? You know already. Lookout circular. If a person is trying to escape the country, So he would be arrested or detained at airport itself or any such places if he is potentially going out of the country to choke the country of its money, right? The immigration starts to stop. Look, okay, any such individual against whom such notices exist from leaving or entering the country. Who can issue? This is important. A large number of agencies including CBI, ED, DRI, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, Income Tax, State Police, Intelligence Agency are authorized to generate LOC. The officer should not be below the rank of District Magistrate or Superintendent of Police. Means DM, SP minimum, or a Deputy Secretary in Union Government, right? What are the details required? FIR number, court case number, mandatory. Okay, passport number and other detail, name, that is also mandatory. Without that, how can you get that person if you don't know the name and passport number of that person, right? BOI under MH is only executing agency that they generate LOC based on request from different agency. Okay, what is this BOI? I just read but I can't recall. BOI, I have just read it but I cannot recall it. Why? CBI Directorate. BOI, Bureau of Immigration, right? Okay, so BOI is what? Bureau of Immigration. Port are mandatory on all those things. So BOI generated on request by different agency. LOC can be modified, deleted or withdrawn only at the request of originator. Okay, so who can do this? The originator. Further, the legal liability of action taken by immigration authority in pursuit of LOC rests with the originating agency. So any legal action taken by the LOC, by the BOI is dependent upon or its rest on the authorities of on the originating agency, right? How are bank authorized? So several businessmen including Ritter Baron, Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksky fled from the country after defaulting loan. MHA in 2018 got changes and allowed them. Okay, is there any other clause under which individual can be stopped? Okay, LOC in exceptional cases without keying the complete parameters. Suspect terrorist, anti-national element, a sector in larger national interest, it could be done. Okay, fine. And are individual entitled to any remedial measure? LOC cannot be shown to the subject at the time of detention and nor can any prior intimation be provided. The ministry recently informed Punjab and Haryana High Court that LOC guidelines are secret document and same cannot be shared with the accused or any unauthorized stakeholder. It cannot be provided or shown to the subject. Okay, and all those things are there. Okay, so the most important thing in this article is what? Who can issue LOC and under what statute, right? What are the details? Fine, this you can see what are the details, but under what statute it is here. I think it was somewhere. I have read it now. What is this happening today? Let me see. 2010. Okay, yes, ministry, right? This is the thing. Okay, so the case against Mehul Choksky. So we'll see this. Dominica dropped criminal proceeding against Mehul Choksky, who was accused of illegally entering the country. Mr. Choksky is wanted by the CBI and ED for a role in 13,578 crore PNB scam. He flew out of India in January 2018 to Antigua. In May 23, 2021, he went missing from Antigua and Barbuda under mysterious circumstances and later surfaced in Dominica, where he was detained on charge of illegal entry. India is currently pursuing his request for extradition. CBI found that Choksky complaints were fraudulently issued 16 LOUs and 58 FLCs. Okay, letter of understanding and okay, fine, not required. Just know that he is the rise of artificial intelligence. Okay, artificial intelligence, a very, very, very important topic, right? Favorite, UPSC's favorite. It is. You understand it? What are different ways in which AI chips can be being used in various sectors? What are the recent innovation in the industries? Okay, so we'll see the gist first. AI chips with their hardware architecture and complementary packaging, memory, storage and interconnected technologies make it possible to infuse AI into a broad spectrum of application to help turn data into information and then into knowledge. What it is saying? self-sufficient system. What is self-sufficient system? Is being created, right? Okay, and this self-sufficient system will lead to what? It is helping to turn data into information and then information into knowledge. But humanity should understand that knowledge must also be turned into wisdom, right? Let's see that next. The use of AI chip for NLP application has increased due to rising demand for chatbots and online channels such as Messenger, Slack, and other user and etc. Okay, so AI has been using in this. Nvidia Corporation, Intel, IBM Corporation, Alphabet, Samsung Electronics, etc. are some of the key players, right? So there's nothing much in this. Just give it a read. I understand. There's nothing much here, right? Give it a read. Try to understand. Yes, one thing you can. The most important thing is what are their applications. Okay, let's see. Magnitude of smart machines and devices, including one data set to deliver performance of data center computer is some of these chip support in particular. Okay, some of these chip support in vehicle computer to run state of art AI application most effectively. AI chips are also providing applications computational imaging and wearable electronics, drones, robots, etc. Additionally, they are used for NLP applications. Increase due to rising demand for chatbot, online channel, Messenger, Slack, etc. They use NLP to analyze the user message and conversation logic. Okay, then there are chip makers who have built AI processors with on-chip hardware acceleration designed to help customer to achieve business insights, and all those things are there. As AI become pervasive across different workloads, having support for major deep learning and all those things are there. Okay, so these two paragraphs are important from here to here. This is the utility paragraph, use. And use is application is one of the areas that UPSC actively looks in science and technology, because it must be understood that going even shallow inside the sea of science and technology is very deep. Okay, so you must understand that application is what they generally ask. Yes, here and there they can go in detail, but that too very superficial detail of working, right? So with this we end today's newspaper analysis. We have come to an end, a dead end for today, not for every day, but just today. And before going, I'll again urge you to subscribe. Okay, give it a like, comment, and share it, and share the video. I have given you enough reason to share. You may have enough reason, or I have given you enough reason to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and you may have enough reason not to do so. But trust me, you won't regret by doing these things, right? So on this note, I end today's newspaper analysis. And one more thing, your homework is as usual. Comment down which articles you will use and in what capacity, you know the question, it's same. Okay, so fine. With this I am ending today's newspaper analysis and I take your leave. Bye bye. Cut. So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also, keep studying hard, keep following your dreams, and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard.